You know that feeling when a small moment, a tiny action, completely changes the course of someone's life? It can be as simple as holding a door, offering a smile, or buying a cup of coffee for a stranger. But what happens when that small act of kindness comes back in a way you never imagined? Today, we're sharing a story that proves even the simplest gesture can create ripples that reach further than you could ever see. It was a chilly autumn morning when Sarah, a young woman in her late 20s, found herself standing at a busy bus stop in downtown Chicago. She had just left a late-night shift at the hospital and was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. Her hands trembled slightly from fatigue, and her mind was clouded with thoughts of bills, responsibilities, and the endless hustle of life. Before she could even think about it, a man with a kind smile approached the stop, holding 2 steaming cups of coffee. "Hey," he said, his voice gentle, "I don't know if you need it, but I thought you might like a warm cup." Sarah hesitated. She didn't know him. She almost said no, almost told herself she couldn't accept a stranger's generosity. But something in his eyes, a warmth that seemed genuine and unassuming, made her nod. "Thank you," she said softly, taking the cup. The aroma of coffee mingled with the crisp morning air, and for a moment, she felt a little lighter, a little less alone. She never saw his face again after that morning. Life, as it always does, moved on. Sarah continued her hectic schedule at the hospital, caring for patients and working long shifts. Yet, every time she thought of that kind stranger, a smile crept across her face. It was a small act, but it had stayed with her, like a seed planted quietly in her heart. Before we continue, if you enjoy heartwarming stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Kindness Story Hub, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing how acts of kindness have touched your life, and your story could inspire someone else today. Months passed, and the memory of that coffee lingered, quietly influencing Sarah in unexpected ways. One rainy evening, she decided to volunteer at a local community center that provided meals and support for the homeless. It wasn't something she planned on doing regularly, but that day, something inside her whispered that she needed to be part of something bigger than herself. The center was bustling with activity, volunteers moving back and forth, serving food, chatting with visitors, and organizing donations. Sarah moved quietly, placing sandwiches on plates, helping people find warm coats, and lending an ear when someone needed to talk. She didn't know it yet, but that simple decision to help would set the stage for an extraordinary moment. A few weeks into volunteering, the center hosted a small community fair to celebrate local artists and musicians. Sarah was helping set up tables when a man approached her with a friendly grin. "Excuse me," he said, "you look familiar. Did we meet at a bus stop downtown a while back?" Sarah's heart skipped a beat. She looked at him more closely. Could it be the same kind man from that chilly autumn morning? The man with the coffee? Her mind raced through memories, and then it clicked. "Yes," she whispered, almost in disbelief, "I think you are." He smiled warmly, nodding. "I never expected to see you again. I wasn't sure if you remembered me." The two of them laughed, the awkwardness melting into a comfortable familiarity. What started as a brief moment of shared kindness had now become a reunion neither of them anticipated. They talked for hours, catching up on life's twists and turns, and sharing stories that went far beyond a simple cup of coffee. As Sarah walked home that evening, she felt a profound sense of connection. It wasn't just about seeing him again, it was about realizing that kindness, even in the smallest form, could create bonds and open doors in ways we might never imagine. That one gesture had sparked a chain reaction, leading her to volunteer, meet new people, and ultimately reconnect with someone whose generosity had left a mark on her life. The story didn't end there. Over the next few months, Sarah and that kind stranger, whose name was Michael, continued to stay in touch. They started volunteering together, bringing more meals to the community center and organizing small fundraisers to help families in need. Their friendship grew, built on the simple foundation of mutual kindness and shared values. One day, Sarah realized that Michael had inspired her in a way she hadn't expected. Seeing him give without expecting anything in return had reminded her of the goodness that still exists in the world, even when life feels heavy and uncertain. She started paying attention to the little opportunities to help others, letting someone merge in traffic, leaving encouraging notes for coworkers, and always offering a smile to strangers. The ripple effect of kindness, she learned, is both quiet and profound. It doesn't always make headlines, and it doesn't always come with recognition. But it shapes lives in ways we often never see. Michael's single act of buying her a cup of coffee didn't just brighten her morning, it set in motion a series of events that brought joy, connection, and purpose into her life. Sarah often shared her story with friends, family, and colleagues, encouraging them to look for opportunities to act kindly. She realized that kindness doesn't have to be grand or expensive, it can be as simple as offering your time, listening without judgment, or just showing up when someone needs support. Every small gesture has the power to transform a moment, a day, or even a life. One afternoon, while walking in the park, Sarah noticed a young woman struggling to carry her groceries. Without a second thought, she ran over and offered to help. As they walked together, Sarah felt the same warmth she had felt months earlier when Michael handed her that cup of coffee. And she knew, deep down, that the woman would carry that kindness forward in her own way, touching someone else's life in a ripple that could stretch far beyond them both. It's a remarkable thing, realizing that our actions have the power to shape the world around us. We don't always see the impact immediately, and sometimes it takes years for the true effects of our choices to unfold. Sarah's story is a reminder that even in the rush and chaos of daily life, a small gesture of kindness can create a chain of events that changes everything. The power of kindness lies in its simplicity. It asks nothing in return, yet it often brings the greatest rewards. It connects us to others, heals hearts, and reminds us of our shared humanity. When we choose to act with compassion, we open ourselves to experiences that can be unexpectedly beautiful, just like Sarah and Michael's reunion. Looking back, Sarah often reflected on that chilly morning at the bus stop. She realized that Michael's small act of kindness had done more than just warm her hands, it had reminded her of hope, encouraged her to give back, and ultimately led her to a friendship that enriched her life in ways she never could have predicted. That cup of coffee was more than a drink, it was a catalyst, a spark that ignited a series of events that transformed ordinary days into meaningful moments. And so, the story of one kind gesture leading to an unexpected reunion reminds us of something powerful: no act of kindness is ever wasted. Even when we think our efforts are small or unnoticed, they have the potential to travel further than we can imagine, touching hearts, inspiring action, and connecting lives in ways we might never see coming. In the end, the lesson is simple: be kind. Smile at strangers, lend a hand without expectation, offer your time, and share your warmth with the world. You never know when a single gesture might create a beautiful chain reaction, leading to friendships, reunions, or moments that change your life forever. So today, let's take a page from Sarah and Michael's story. Let's choose kindness, not because we expect anything in return, but because it has the power to transform the world around us. One small gesture can spark hope, create connection, and remind us that humanity is strongest when we lift each other up. Remember, the next time you hold a door, share a smile, or offer help to someone in need, you might just be starting a chain of kindness that could lead to an unexpected reunion or a life-changing moment, just like Sarah's. And that, my friends, is the extraordinary power of one simple act of kindness.